It's more for, like,
Alrighty,
you
folks,
know.
we are back with more Satisfactory. Joining me, of course, is Mr. Tom.
Hello.
And Mr. Zeph.
Hello.
So, yes, what are we doing today, gentlemen?
Zeph, you first.
Oh, me first. I actually have no idea. Oh, I'm hearing music. Proving.
Have you
That's
got
what
in the
I'm doing.
radius of Tom?
Oh yeah. DJ Tom just came flying to me with his hoverpack, and now he
You like that bass boost? It's
he,
got
ba
it.
he bass boosted me.
Boost!
Is this going to be connected to a power switch? Oh, it
Yeah.
is. I see it. Why is it half in the ground?
What? Oh, because I still have to move it because the floor wasn't here.
Right, what are we...
Oh wow.
What are we shy of?
Wow.
Heat sinks...
We're not shy of base, at least.
No. Heat
Hell yeah.
sinks,
All your base now belong to
aluminium
us.
casing and computers.
Bitch.
Oh, it switches off, perfect. Oh.
Heat sinks... Aluminium... Aluminium casing... Oh fuck it, just take them off.
What's your plan, pup?
What? But you that just shot me.
I didn't shoot. It's bass boost. Wow.
Fucking hell.
I know. Good, innit?
What was the third thing? Computer stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna start these off, and then we're gonna chuck that hard drive in.
Aye, aye. I suppose it is high time to do what I've promised I've been doing for, well, since we first got the oil set up. I was like, oh, that's alright, I'll fix it later. And here we are.
Is it finally later, Tom?
A dozen or so episodes later, I'm gonna do it.
Is it finally later, Tom?
It's finally later. I've got all the bits that I need. I've done all the delaying that I can. You know?
I've fixed the supercomputer machine. It's got some more computers, so it's going to print some more.
Ah, apparently you can trigger the bass boost in the hypertube.
Does that not blow up the hypertube though?
No.
Oh, that's good.
It probably annoys any mobs that get too close, but you know, that's their problem.
Yeah, I was going to say that's their problem.
Whoa! Okay, it does also turn the screen into hyperspeed zoom. Like your FOV's gone to a 360. Well, maybe not 360, but like significant. Like it's gone Quake, which is appropriate considering.
It's got Quake mode. Okay, that's almost potato.
Yeah, it's close, isn't it? Okay, hang on. I want a different tune, my dude. Let's do Songs of Conquest.
Songs of Conquest.
I don't know. Songs of Conquest doesn't really do it for me as much, you know.
It depends. Have you tried invading a local establishment on the way there? That might help.
It's too calming. It's like cheerful songs of the tavern.
Cheerful songs to kill to.
Even then, you know. Put down boombox.
What do we need for Cooling systems. Have we got radio control units being built anywhere?
Harvest hit.
No, I
Don't
think so.
think so. No. What does it take to build them anyway?
Aluminium casing, oscillators, and computers. It's not too bad. I could probably set something up to build those.
Your contract legally compels you to harvest.
Hang on, aluminum casing.
Aluminium casing, computers, and crystal oscillators.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to shove a part over the.
No, it's fine. I'll get rid of this one here. I'll put up
Oh, you're gonna put
manufacturer.
it over there, okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
The oscillators. We do have a spare oscillator factory at the moment.
Oh, that's good. They could just if you send them back here, then I'll have this.
They are. You know where? Okay. Do you remember way back we had the first basics factory?
Do I ever?
And then I converted it to a crystal oscillator
Yes.
factory. They're still being made there, and they're being pumped back to the base.
I see.
In addition to the crystal oscillators that are being made all over at Zeph's facility, where next to the heavy modular frames. So you could sneak a bit of that. No one will mind.
And we'll probably do that. Let's just put some storage. Just make up just basic things. We'll put some storage here, here, and here. Mark IV. That seems about right. 1, 2, 3 inputs. Could I put it? I could put it there and connect them all. Let's just do that. Right. Machine, you are making radio control
Oh,
units.
that's not grand. Why is the...
What?
No, it's alright, I'm looking at it the wrong way around. It's because you've added all those batteries, so they're all charging up. And I was like, why do we only have 17% battery left?
Yeah.
But it's because we've
It's
only charged up the others.
You only charge up the battery for 70%, yeah.
At this rate, it'll take an hour to charge it. The whole shebang.
Right, we need more casings. Oscillators and computers.
Oh, why is that? Okay. Thought for a second there was lag.
Hey robot, how's it going? I'll do a shout out in a moment once I'm no longer floating. They're both down here, aren't they? How are you doing this fine Friday? Just lost letters. Computers.
So, I was looking at stuff.
Oh no, not
what-
stuff.
And currently we use the silicon circuit board and crystal computer recipe to make the computers without any oil. But I also found out somehow. You can make computers without using copper by so you're what is it like rubber circuit boards, like it's all oil based, but you only need oil and deuterium, which isn't bad if you can find some oil and some deuterium nearby, but I mean, I still hate oil, but you know, at least I don't hate it that as quite as much. That's it. There's a recipe that uses plastic and quickwire to make circuit boards, and there's a recipe that uses rubber circuit boards and quickwire to make computers. So for the cost of just rubber, some rubber, some plastic, and a bunch of quickwire, you can make computers quite easily. And I thought that was interesting because I hadn't really considered any other alternatives.
Are there alternatives to make oscillators?
Yes, there's one, I think, and it uses rubber. Let me have another look. Yes, its standard recipe is quartz crystals, cable, and reinforced iron plates. The alternative is quartz crystals, rubber, and AI limiters, which is copper sheeting and quick wire. More
So you still need so you need quartz, copper, and rubber, which means you need quartz, oil, rubber, and deuterium.
copper.
Copper and deuterium.
But you can. But the computer recipe, which uses circuit boards, rubber, and quickwire, means you don't have to do the crystal oscillators at all. Which is nice because you don't have to then use any manufacturers.
True, but I'm looking at from the perspective of what an easy way to make supercomputers would be.
I don't know about
supercomputers don't need oscillators, never mind.
What do they need anyway?
Standard recipe is computer, AI limiter, high-speed connector, and plastic. Alternative is radio control unit and cooling system.
Well, it makes two it's currently making two radio control units. 3.75 per minute.
Which one are you using?
The one for aluminium casing, crystal oscillator, and computers.
Oh, the radio control. Oh, hang on, the radio control.
Through a manufacturer. But we're going to run out of aluminium casing relatively soon because that's the thing we're running low of regardless.
That's weird because there should be loads incoming.
Well, I'll go check if there's loads. If there's loads, I'll just split it between them.
I'll quickly check.
I have set the radio control units to be dropped off back at the thing. Is there a box for them yet?
Yes.
There is?
There is a box for radio control units.
Oh my.
Somewhere.
I just got shoved out of the way by the drone.
We just don't have anything in it yet because... Alright, I hope you don't need oil or oil byproducts in the next, like, you know, hour or two.
Ah, yes, radio control units.
We're making 80 casings per minute that are going straight to the main base.
Okay.
And there is 60 going towards the batteries, which at the moment isn't full. Getting there, but it's not full, so...
That's not the right button.
It would never get full, by the way, now I think of it. Because we also using 60 casings per minute for the batteries. So that means that only the 80 is going to the main base at the moment. What I can do is grab a big chunk out of this box, considering it's not being depleted anyway, and shove that one into transport.
I do love these little factory carts.
They're good, aren't they? I mean, objectively, they're utter shite, but
they're very on brand.
Their charm.
They're very on brand.
For us.
Yes.
Within a couple minutes, you should have a good chunk of aluminium casing coming to the main base.
Okay, I will look at that in a moment.
Yeah, just take your time because it's going into the truck station first and then into the train station and then it's gonna ship over.
Oh yes, the mammon just finished. What was the mam got to say? What you got to say for yourself? Beacons, which are useless. Plastic smart plating or adhered iron plates.
So that's... I guess it's reinforced iron plates with rubber and iron plates instead of the nail and the bolts.
Probably going to use iron plates more than plastic smart plating, right?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Another one away. I'll go try and find some more once this one's done. Right,
Okay,
so these have all got...
I feel like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point with hard drives.
Yeah, there's not really much left to find, is there?
They all seem to be the same few rubbish ones over and over.
Hmm. Right, that one's thing. This one has ran out of something. What's it ran out of? It's ran out of plastic. Of course it has.
Uh-oh. That's not good. I've
Why?
just dismantled the whole
No,
plastic
it's
part.
fine. It's just for making supercomputers. It's not for anything urgent.
Oh, okay. There is actually, that being said, there is like a couple of thousand of rubber and plastic over here that I guess I was keeping for a rainy day.
A
I'm not
rainy
entirely
day?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Not entirely sure what it's doing here, but
Well, once we once the supercomputer box gets a bit more full, I'll probably let this just tick off and stop for a while, so it's fine. Until then, I'll just put some more plastic in. There we go. Plastic is now back in. Supercomputers are being made again. To see what, if either of these are like to... No, neither of them are like to run out anytime soon, so that's fine. This one's only really shy of casings again, but that's fine. They'll come through in time.
Okay, this cannot be right.
What can't be right?
The amount of goods that are being transported by this truck station.
Why?
Because a full lap takes him about at least easy 30 plus seconds. And it's literally saying that it's transferring 10,144,948 items per minute. That cannot be right.
That seems a touch high.
Yeah. Unless that still needs to like go to the correct number, considering it might have been that high because the truck station was completely full before I even got the car to work. But still, that would be a bit high.
Yeah. I mean, at very worst, you could always replace them with factory cars.
Oh no.
Just threaten them a bit that you might replace them with factory cars. They'll get the job done.
No.
They'll get the job done.
This is working perfectly. You not sure. You might want to check if there's any case already incoming.
I've just taken 2 stacks that went through and just put them straight into the radio control thing, so it will happily make more radio control units. We should have at least a decent stack for a while. If I wait a bit, and then once I get back from finding a couple more hard drives, I will build the turbo motor thing, which I imagine is just... What was turbo motor needing again? Radio control units and turbo motor.
Cooling system.
Rubber, motors, radio control units and cooling systems. That should be easy enough.
Comply.
Motors we've got loads of, rubber we've got a full box of, radio control units are being made now, and cooling systems we're getting a fair chunk of them now.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
I'll go back and quickly check if there's any more heat sinks to chuck into the crafter before I... There's a bunch of cooling systems just coming through, that's good. How many of them we got now? Not that many. Heatsink. Oh good, there's a pile of them more to put in that machine, that's good. Actually, hang on. How many have we got so far of the radio control units? Let's just check. Silica. Arkham to 4S. Yeah, we're getting a decent supply of radio control units. It's just taking time to move them over. But the two little drones that could are having a race trying to work it out now.
Okay.
They're slightly struggling. What did I need to... Oh, that. There we go. And... something else, wasn't there?
Hang on, so if I do that... Tom. Tom?
Yeah.
You know how you're going to do it over there at Oil Island? Because I just checked something out, and do we have any? Are we making any turbo fuel somewhere?
Not at the moment.
Because what I can do is put a platform down here and send over. Technically, I can do it upstairs as well. No. I can send over compacted coal with a drone towards Oil Island, and then you can just mix it in a refinery with heavy oil residue to make
That'd be nice.
turbo
Yeah.
fuel. Because any leftover, because at the moment these coal conveyors are like full, so if I can put a connection on it that only gives you an overflow, it will never run out for the
Yeah.
Why?
or for the trucks anyway. So
Why is this not going through?
let me see. Oh, compacted coal needs
Why is that not going through?
coal. I have both here.
There we go. That was just weird.
Jesus Christ, the blenders are much bigger than I remember them being.
What's
Turbo blend fuel.
Turbo blend! Fuel. 1 minute 40 for the next research to come back. I don't know if it's going to be anything interesting.
Harvest hit.
Why is Uh-oh. Is it? Don't tell me that I just fucked up this... Oh.
What, you just screwed up? And don't say nothing, because we're not going to believe you.
The car is not moving. Oh.
Oh.
It was moving. It just had an extreme lag, apparently.
Hmm. Slightly worrying.
Oh. Definitely a lot of lag, because I just got jumped into the car after like clicking on it like 30 seconds ago.
Rubber, concrete, or plastic smart plating?
Rubber concrete, why not? Don't get me wrong, I don't want rubber concrete, but I also don't want plastic smart plating, so you know.
Well, it's your lucky day, Tom.
There we go, that's much better. A creature is in the way.
What?
I was trying to put down a building. A creature is in the way. I'm like, huh? One of those green birdie things was...
Oh yeah, the green bird stopped me from building something earlier.
Yeah, they was literally standing on where I wanted to place something.
Ah, goddamn green birds. Right.
I like that, because it shows that the character we're playing, I guess, isn't just like, oh, you know what, screw you, bird. Delete. Just
Yeah.
merge you into the wall. No, don't do it.
Are you saying that this planet that we're harvesting for resources we care about the wildlife on?
I do. I try and disturb it as little as possible. I know you guys don't always adhere to that principle.
I'm not the one running around killing anything that he sees.
I don't disturb it, I'd shoot it in the back of the head and move on.
Yes, that's disturbance.
No, no, it's no disturbance. It doesn't feel a thing, Tom.
Feeling something and being dead. Slightly different in Pup's book.
Do we have any of those? Oh, I need the encased. To me anyway.
I think it's time for Tom at some point to check out what the thing is doing, because oh, now it's the right color again. From time to time it's like glowing blue, as if I'm trying to pick it up or something, or putting it down.
Weird.
Yeah, and it's now spazzing out between points.
Useful.
Yeah, not very useful if it's if the explorer needs to drop off stuff at a certain time interval. Smart splitter here. Oh, so yes, the left is overflow.
How many drones do we have at the moment?
Have what?
How many drones do we have at the moment?
At the moment we have 2.
Okay.
One is flying from the battery pickup point to the main base to pretty much fuel the receiving drone port with batteries, and then any other location where we're going to put a drone port down will be able to be connected to the main base, and it will just fly because it will have batteries over there to be picked up. At the moment 2. The one that's flying directly from the ammo factory to the main base is being fueled at the main base. Let me see that. That's cool.
Refineries. God, these bastards are big, aren't they? Left or right? Let's go with right.
You clunking around there, Tom?
Yeah. Do I want? Squeak, squeakity, squeak, squeak.
I'm just going to the nuclear plant because I want to check how many electro rods we make.
Why?
Because we've got an alternate recipe to make turbo motors that would mean less rubber. I just want to see how many we make spare, kind of thing. Because if I can take a pile back with me, then I'll just make the turbo motors from that rather than having to use rubber.
I'll run that way, yeah.
Because the other two...
I'm going to have to cut down a tree.
How
very
you
sorry,
love yourself, Tom?
I'm very sorry, tree, but
is the rubber tree.
Oh, rubber tree, oh, rubber tree. My resin is so sticky. Copyright, whoever the fuck it was who made that in the first place.
Has anyone ever entered a song with copyright?
What, the word copyright?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where's AJ? He'd know.
AJ knows all.
He does. He taught us yesterday that there's been 4 new periodic table elements added in, I think it was 2016.
Damn, really?
What?
I didn't realise there were some recent ones. I can't remember. It's on last night's stream.
Okay.
Worth a watch then. And where could we watch this stream?
It's on our Twitch, or if you're watching this on the YouTube, it's probably on the YouTube as well. It was the... what game was it? It was Manacle, or... what was the game before Manacle? I can't remember. It'll be the one with Manacle in it. I think it's the game before it though. Oh, I've fallen through the world.
Uh-oh.
How have you done that?
I'm okay.
How fast were you travelling?
I survived with 1 health. But
Are you
I
outside
fell
of-
through the world.
But are you stuck underneath a...
No, I'm alive.
But are you stuck underneath something, or are you
No,
in the
I'm
open?
out in the open, I'm fine.
Breaking news
But,
from our spread chaos.
yeah,
Oh, you fell through a platform.
I was standing up there, and I fell through it and landed down here.
Okay, so you're on the surface again.
I'm on the surface still, yes, but I did fall like a good, well, a fair distance. Oh, it's you again. Of course it's you again. Why would I be expecting anything else to be attacking me at this
What's your health,
stage?
by the way?
I know, but it's Stabby Friend. Of course it's Stabby Friend. It wouldn't be anyone else. But
Stabsy! Down, boy! Bloody Stabsy.
bloody Stabsy. Where are you? You stabbing. You bunch of stabbing bastards.
He's stabbing and he's stabbing and he's won't stop stabbing. What an asshole. Come on, Stabsy, you're better than this. Maybe.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my! I
What?
just deleted the storage box.
No!
No. Just one random one that was still near the aluminium factory. That was just in the way for me to put down another drum port. As soon as I deleted it,
Is this artifact?
3 of those small head creatures just spawned in. Like, oh, we have room now to spawn. Bonk.
Blamp! Playtime, bitch!
Seems
Okay,
about
so I
right.
need then 8
I've forgotten where I
lenders.
was going. Where was I going?
Is
Why
that a
am I?
question?
Oh yeah, because I was looking for the nuke plant. Why am I so far away from it?
Because you walked away from it?
No, I was on the pipe. The pipe should have taken me to it. No, fuck knows. Fuck only knows. I probably got on the wrong pipe or something. It's probably me. I probably was distracted by, I don't know, something flashy.
Alright, well, we're about to lose 400 and... No, we're about to lose 600 megawatts of juice, which shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Why lose? I mean, wasn't the other the existing situation already fueling something?
Yeah. But I'm dismantling the existing situation to make the new oil plant.
All right.
It's the new oil plant sketch.
Hopefully it'll be a bit more than a sketch. I'm gonna have to chop down the second tree. God,
It
I
has-
really don't like chopping down the trees in this game, you know? It feels like
Jumping on these.
it smacks of colonialism. You know? I want to minimize that as much as possible.
Well, I was going to say you do play Crusader Kings 3 out of the three of us.
Yeah, there's not much colonialism in that. EU4, now there's a lot of colonialism in that. Oh boy! There's a whole lot of it.
I think I own EU4, I don't think I've ever tried it.
You have?
I think I got it in one of those humble sales where it was like the game
Fair
plus
enough.
like 900 DLC for like 20 quid, and I was like,
Yeah,
I'll get it and I'll try it one day.
There is very little point buying it without buying at least some of the DLCs. There's like probably 5 that make the game worth playing that you shouldn't play without. And then like there's a bunch more. I don't like Paradox's DLC management. No, policy, I guess.
Oh.
No other grand strategy games quite like it, so I'm happy to deal with the devil in this regard. Sorry, devil, if you're listening. It's probably an unfavorable comparison.
It's alright, Tom. I'm fine with it.
Well, that's good to know. Now, where the fuck am I going? I meant to be going upwards. I've ended up just going along. Okay.
Probably need 2 of them. Probably 2 blenders, maybe 3. Water and heavy oil residue. Seven.
Yeah, I'm just checking how much
That reference you get.
radio
Probably.
control units I need.
Surely everyone gets the 7 reference.
I mean, I understand the 7 reference. I'm not sure if Zeph does. I don't know if that was broadcast in Netherlands.
No, I don't get the reference. What's the reference about?
It's
Well-
it's about the dancing show.
You also, let's be honest here, you probably got to be a certain age to properly get the reference as well.
I'm older than you, Tom.
Yeah. That's kind of what I meant, but okay.
Oh. I'm too old.
Did you ever hear? I don't know if you ever remember. Jen referenced the point. There was a guy who started advertising like stuff on Iceland, and he was like, "That gets a 10 from Len," and Jen was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Len." That's the guy that shouts 7.
Okay.
So it's the guy, one of the judges on the dancing show. He shouts 7 a lot for some reason. I think he likes 7s.
He doesn't even say it that often, really. It's just that he says it in a funny way.
Oh, we've got loads of control rods. Brilliant. I'll take some back with me.
7!
I mean, you only really. I mean, 7's a sort of average number, so it's not really a good score, but it's better than most of them at the start.
True.
I've not been subjected to strictly in about 5 years, and I'm quite happy about that.
Am I just an idiot?
For liking the dancing show?
No, to do with... I'm talking about pipes. I'm remembering why I didn't want to do this. How do you fucking produce fucking piece of... I fear today is going to be a sad day. It's a sad day to be a Tom.
There will be tears before bedtime.
There we go. Did we ever unlock the through hole things for
The what?
pipes?
A couple of them, yeah.
Or just pipeline floor hole. There we go. Oh, of course it doesn't fucking line up. Are you shitting me? There we go.
I thought we'd unlocked everything apart from the stickers.
Right, here we go, and then that, and then this goes here. Pipe is too short. Well, fuck you. What are you saying? Pipe is too short. Are they actually connected? No, actually, you know what? Let's do that. It looks funny. It looks so stupid. I love it.
But that one is fueling as well.
Right, what's this one? This one's the resin and water. Need water going there. The other one needs, the other set of water needs to go to the blenders. Just over here. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Tom,
Yes.
do you have enough materials for you to put down a drone station?
Here.
Yeah, on Oil Island.
If you could give me a moment, I will check. Drone station. Drone port. I do! Want me to slap one down?
Yeah, slap one down, power it, and then name it.
Anywhere in particular?
Near where you want to make the turbo fuel.
Here-ish then, I guess. Ooh, that was a bit of lag. Where's the nearest power pole?
Transport.
Alright, drone port 6. Oil aisle.
One portable miner. Okay, that's something I can make.
200.
Okay.
280.
Oil island.
Just put a conveyor belt at the exit of the thing, and like a small storage box or something.
What the fuck is this? Why is this not fucking... That's the best attempt I've ever heard. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
I went for the Murloc sound.
Yep, full Murloc. You never go full Murloc. Well, this guy just did, and it was glorious.
What will mine are? I am missing iron rods. Iron rod.
Right. Okay.
Iron rods. Of course, I cannot make those. Iron rods. Iron rods.
Fuck's sake. It's motors and rotors. Okay, that's fine.
No destination. How have you called the drone put over the oil island, or?
Yes, Oil Island.
Oh. Whoops.
Whoops. Fastest whoops.
Okay, the first shipment you can just keep on yourself, Tom. Because I accidentally loaded the thing up with some battery. Even though it should get the compacted coal in instead of that. So that one should delete it. I need to connect that box. And now it's connected. Recipe. Compacted coal. Sulfur and coal. There we go.
Not gonna lie, it's really disappointing that pipeline floor holes don't work with junctions directly underneath them. So devs, if you're listening, get on that. Like, what else is the point? What do you mean pipeline too short? You know?
So the drone is already over there. Nice.
What happened to all the tickets we had?
Have I still got the... Oh.
You still got them on you?
No, that would be a goddamn lie.
Where are they then, Tom?
Oh, they're around.
Could they make themselves known at all?
Yes, I'm.
Do you need me
sure
to
they
come
could.
and get them off you?
Yeah, alright then.
Where are you?
I'm at the oil island.
Alright, I will take the pipe down to Oil Island.
Okay. I'll leave them in the pipe mess.
The pipe mess.
You'll know it when you see it.
I'm not seeing a pipe mess yet.
I guess it's not all that messy yet,
I see.
but it will be.
Whereabouts are we talking?
Welcome to the pipe mess. It's not actually that messy yet. It will get messy. There you are. Have your tickets.
Thank you. Oh dear.
Someone die.
No, no.
I'm
I was,
lagging like crazy.
I was standing at the pipe waiting for it to accept me. Which seems to have the same effect on everyone as dying.
We all okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Where do you want me to put the spare ones of these? Do you want me just to make a box by the ticket machine?
Probably a good idea.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Lag, please.
Oh.
Milestone reached. The particle accelerator enables previously impossible processes, such as recycling nuclear waste and converting it into plutonium, as well as the generation of exotic matter. A new project park enables progress to the next phase.
So we've now unlocked, I think, all the things that we need to make for the end, I think. I'm not sure. Definitely made nuclear pasta.
concrete. I brought 3 stacks.
Why is it garden? I think the game really is struggling. Well, at least this car is.
Harvest. It.
Is it the drones? Are the drones screwing everything up?
No. Those are doing fine.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
The truck is driving fine. That's the weird part.
How am I meant to find uranium-238?
You don't. You process uranium into uranium-238. I think it's 235. Because uranium is uranium-235, isn't it?
What?
I thought uranium was it 234 or 233?
What the heck?
235, and then you bombard it with neutrons until it becomes 38, and then it becomes unstable enough to be used as fuel. Or a bomb, but you know.
Yeah. Non-fissile uranium. Uranium waste, silica, nitric acid, and sulfuric acid. Okay. Okay, where the fuck am I gonna get nitric acid from?
Nitrogen, I guess. Where's the nearest source of that then?
Well, I'm thinking of making it down by the nuke plant basically, so I can just convert all the waste into something else.
Fair enough. Any nitrogen near there?
I don't know. I'm gonna have a look now. Nitrogen gas, water, iron plate. Oh god, it needs iron plates, oh joy. Or packaged nitrogen, okay.
I guess... maybe we... You know what? Maybe we should have saved the hard drives for now, because now that we've opened up this thing, there might be alternatives for it.
Maybe.
Bugger.
Oh well.
Comply.
Particle accelerator. What the fuck's a particle accelerator?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it accelerates particles.
It needs copper powder. How the fuck do we make copper powder? I've not heard of copper powder before.
I would assume from
In a constructor.
copper ore.
In a constructor from ingots. Holy fuck.
What?
Comply.
What's happened?
Well, there's well, okay. You make copper powder in a constructor. You can make 50 a minute from copper ingots. Do you want to know how many copper ingots you need to feed it per minute to make 50 per minute? Which is its normal 100% rate?
Oh,
Quite a few, I imagine.
Oh, I see what you mean. You get 30 copper ingots, make 5. So there would be 300?
Yes. 300 copper ingots per minute.
Okay. Is there any...
Oh my god, and the nuclear pasta needs 100 per minute, so you're feeding 600 copper ingots per minute for this bad boy. Woohoo! That's only half a nuclear pasta per minute. Bloody hell. We're going to need a lot of copper. Where the hell is all the copper on the map? Because,
Yeah.
Ooh.
This most valuable artifact.
Copper, where's copper ore?
Get back up, copper.
No everything.
Comply.
Copper ore.
Oh, there was a nitrogen down by the nuke station. That's good.
Well, there's a lot of it in the desert, and there's a lot of it
Your contract
in the south of the
There's
map.
what? There's one. There's one by nearby. I can probably work with it. No, either bring one up or bring one down. So yeah, I think the bringing one up's probably the easiest. All right, I guess that's what I'm doing.
Damn, that's so much copper. Holy crap. 600, and that only does half of a machine.
Mhm.
So you need 1,200 copper per minute to run one machine at 1 per minute
Yep.
for the nuclear pasta, and we need 1,000 of them.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. Man, we better get our efficiency going if we want to actually ever complete this thing.
Oh god. Does that mean I'm allowed to touch anything?
Anything that doesn't involve a pipe. No, actually, that's not true. Anything that does, you can touch any pipes as long as they don't involve systems that feed back into each other, which admittedly eliminates almost all of the pipes, but you know, still.
Does that eliminate all the nuke stuff as well?
Possibly.
Hey, that makes my life easier.
I was going to say that's your claimed thing, so I can't deny you that.
Oh.
I'm not allowed.
I'm racing the factory drone to see if I can get the. Oh, there's none there. Oh, never mind. I was racing the factory drone to see if I could get any radio controlled things before it took them away, but there was none there.
Sad.
You should be getting compacted coal now.
Cool.
You might want to clear the batteries out of the pipe, out of the conveyor line, if you have connected it. Because the first bit had a couple of batteries in it.
It'll be fine, probably. I'm still working on just getting the basic stuff sorted out at the moment.
Can I see how much? You may have to see how much. Incoming items. Yeah, that doesn't
I've forgotten why I
really
came
right.
over here. Why did I come over here? Oh, you have to
Nice
get it.
minutes.
Alright, back to Joel Synthol. Me and my golf cart. Bwam. I love how the bass boost button has a little skull on it.
Nice.
Some may call that a warning, Tom.
Particle accelerator.
Casings.
Oh my god, have you seen how much power it consumes?
Nope.
Power usage is actually part of the description. Warning, power usage is extremely high, unstable, and varies per recipe. Between 250 and 1500 megawatts.
We're not gonna place that one down yet.
Yeah, I bet we're not. Bloody hell. Right, that's the diluted fuel recipe.
And I thought that the drone station uses a lot.
Damn.
The drone station uses what was it again? 200 megawatts.
I don't have any overclock thingamajigs. That was a mistake.
I do, but I am on my way to Oil Island anyway.
Oh, are you?
No.
That's convenient.
In the hope to get some fuel.
Ah. Got bad luck for you there, sport.
Oh.
Bow, bow, bow.
I find the lack of fuel also quite upsetting.
That's why too much is changing it a bit.
Jesus Christ, it's getting a bit laggy.
Oh.
Wonder why that is, if there's like a specific reason for it, or...
Was it just now?
Yeah. Well, in general, but yeah.
I was just near the contraption with the sorting system, so...
Ah.
That might have been the older conveyors processing the stuff that was when they're moving or whatever.
Or the processing screaming. Okay, I'm probably gonna make the donut.
What?
I'm gonna
A
make
donut,
a donut,
you say?
Yeah.
That's not
Influenced
later.
at all about how hungry I am currently.
You mean... hang on, how are you talking about in-game or...
Yeah, making an in-game donut.
Yeah, that's why I was
Oh,
thinking
I would, but I don't have enough motors. Alright. That's game. Oh, no,
hang
you
on.
don't.
Motors, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Motors, I got 3 on me. Unless you have stators, I have rotors on me, so you can make them into motors, I guess. Tom?
Hello. What's up?
Why did you put the drone port like that?
I don't know, I just wanted to put it down somewhere near where the fuel was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zeph,
Yeah?
your you know your big sorting machine?
Yeah?
It hasn't got thing for stinger parts.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No, I just picked one up. I just wondered why it was
Zeph,
blocked and wasn't letting me put anything in. It's because it doesn't have stinger parts. There we go. It's moving
Look
now.
up, Zeph.
Sorry, Tom, what?
Look up. Okay, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, can you get off me? I'm not unable to get up again. Stuck being crouched.
Get on my head.
Here,
I'll take you for a ride.
take a couple of motors.
Don't take that out of context.
Was there something else you needed?
I'm gonna need more than that. I'm gonna have to go and get some more.
Yeah, there was something else. Oh yeah.
Actually, do we have enough to make some? Here, come with me.
Here. These
with me to-
these you need us.
Ah, yes, thank you. Come
Is
with
that
me
enough,
to the
or-
pipe nightmare. It's not yet a very good pipe nightmare. It's got a lot of work before it becomes a proper nightmare. Can we craft any motors here? I can't. I can craft stators and rotors though.
Do you have status on you?
I have lots of rotors.
Yeah, same.
Damn. Alright, well I'll make some stators then. Do 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 do.
Why is there a friend crawling out of the equipment workshop?
I don't know. What's his name? Did you just...
Why is there what crawling out of the equipment workshop?
Oh, there was a
Equipment workshop,
one
yeah.
of those green birds.
Oh, they're getting everywhere. Just start shooting them. They're in the way.
His name is Jerry and he's a friend.
What does Stators need?
Pipes and wire.
Pipes and wire.
Oh, I was gonna get
Pipes
plastic
and
for this.
wire.
Oh well.
Oh, I have those. So, are you making them now, Tom, or
Yeah, I'm making a few. They're quite
how many
slow.
do you need?
That's a very good question. Refinery. It's 10 per, and I need 2 more refineries. Plus, no, just 2 more refineries. Got 7. Eight motors. So I need 20 motors total. Got 9. 10. 11. 12.
Thinking 7 motors now.
Okay. Got enough for... I need 7 more motors,
Motors.
which is like 14 stators, I guess. You've heard of a pipe
There you
dream.
go.
Now get ready for pipe nightmare. Thank you. Nice.
I mean, that can't be worse than what I've played recently.
Not wrong.
I played Phoenix Nightmare and it was fucking terrible.
I thought it was you were.
The trap, oh, that was bad as well. But yeah, Phoenix Nightmare was also bad.
Ah, I see. Do I really want to lay them out like that? No, is the answer. I do not. I would rather lay them out.
In reverse chronological order.
Like this.
Did you have enough overclockers, Tom?
Hmm?
Did you have enough overclockers?
I don't know. I haven't started slapping them down yet. I'll find out shortly.
Okay.
Okay, fuel needs to go into both of them. From these buggers.
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was the one that we sent off for the
All right, yeah. Last milestone.
Yeah.
Well, now we've just got the horrendously difficult phase 4 to do.
Yep.
Who wants to do what?
What does the one that needs 4,000 actually need?
Assembly director, magnetic field things, thermal propulsion unit, and pasta. I think are the 4 different things.
Assembly director system. What's an assembly director system? It is adaptive control units and supercomputers. Well, we have like 50 of those. That's gonna make a dent. At least we've got the supercomputer machine up and running. Though it needs more plastic.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah. But then again, it's just a standalone thing that you need to feed into the box. Eventually, we should actually branch that one out so it makes it automatically without having us to refuel it constantly.
Do any of those things require turbo motors?
I assume the
Yes.
second one.
Absolutely.
Just so I know whether to, next time I'm back at the
I don't
base,
know
turn this up,
which
turn that
one,
one
and I
off.
don't know how much, but I know that they're needed.
I'm thinking the second one might be a motor, because it looks like a motor.
We should probably make a list of how many of them we need.
A list of how many we need
How many
for,
different things we need for, just in general, just so we know which things to try and get ticking in the background.
On it.
Cool.
Grabbing some stuff for a sign, and then just gonna put it on the back side of the half part thing, I guess.
That's what we need with it.
Quartz crystal.
It's-
Please shut up.
He has been quiet as anything the whole time you've been asleep. Well, after I let him out. Before I let him out, he was a noisy bastard, but when I let him out, he was adorable. Yes, you.
Now you're being an absolute pain in my ass.
The ground's not spawning in properly for me in this cave.
Well, that doesn't sound good, does it?
Doesn't sound ideal, no. I also just realised they only have 3 fuel on me. That's equally not ideal.
Oh, hush you.
Hello, kitten.
Psst, psst, psst.
Don't think he ever knows what to do with that. Don't think he ever knows what to do with someone going psst at him. He's never really had it.
Never really got
Because
it.
he's not a cat.
He's not a cat.
What is he then?
It's a sock puppet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, puppets, Barry.
He's very much a sock puppet. As in, I don't think he knows how to actually cat.
How to cat?
To cats or not to cats?
It's...
That's the question.
Do we have any
That's
fuel at all?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a cat. 'Cause a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
Oh, if he'd meowed then it would have been perfect, but he didn't. He just looked at me confused as to why I was trying to get him to meow.
You guys ever see the Aristocats?
I have, I do love that film. That is a
Long
coin
times.
with her. Just not a hairband. He found a hairband on my desk yesterday, and ever since he's been convinced that that's where they spawn. So he needs to check my
mean-
desk every so often just to make sure that he's not missing out.
Is he wrong though?
There's never really that many on my desk, maybe like one or two, but he's determined that they must spawn on my desk. For where else would they come from?
Well, exactly.
Oh, silly boy.
Meow indeed.
More.
Meow indeed. What? My dum-dum.
Perhaps.
Alright, none of your sass.
So 4 things.
You can probably take Turbo Motor Factory off the thing at the side, by the way. Considering we've kind of... Unless you want to add a proper one rather than the sort of simple one I made.
400. 400 divided by 3. 130. So like 45 times 3 ish.
45 times 3 is 135.
Or I could just add
Ooh, that looks like a painful gift.
10.
Which one?
The girl flying on the door.
Assembly director system. Assembly director system. $800, 900. 900.
Excuse me. Where do you think you're going?
Why?
3 is 300. He's going to be doing 150.
Where do you think you're going?
I must go. My people need me.
If you
Why
ju
is it
if you
doing
just
this?
very gently just hold on to his foot. He brings his foot up, then goes, "Oh, I'm stuck," and puts it back down again. That's how you stop him getting up on the table. Just very gently just hold on to the top of his foot. He thinks it's stuck and doesn't do anything with it. This is why he's not a cat.
We love him. He's a silly boy, but we love him. Maybe that's why we love him. Maybe this whole time, just a ruse to get us to love him. I never even met the guy, and I love him.
He is adorable. I do love him, but he's got his own agenda a lot of the time. This is some of the time, no, it's all the time.
And that agenda is derp.
It's cool.
Is that why it's puffed up? Okay. As long as there's a reason.
I'm not cutting this. I'm putting a sign down. I'm typing in the message or the text of the item. It fits in the screen, and then as soon as I close the window, it puts it in from horizontally into a stack of 3 words.
Huh.
Why do I...
You've tried clicking outside the box after you're typing, just in case that's the problem.
Nope.
Nope.
It just flips it really weirdly.
Check the settings for it. Might be that it's set to horizontal. Or
Yeah, I'm looking at the layout, and it literally is the layout that's showing.
can you rotate it when putting the sign down?
Nope.
What is this you're talking about?
The sign. It just, as soon as I've put an item picture down, and I put a sign down that can contain a picture and a name. I type the name, which is 3 words with spaces in between them, and as soon as I go out of the sign designer, it shows horizontally for a brief moment, and then goes into a 3-word stack system where half.
Very odd.
You're here, right? Yeah, I think that's up obscure.
Are you still? Oh, are you still Oil Island? Or are you actually at the base?
No, I'm actually at the base. I'm at the back of the skate park.
Ah, right, okay. Ah, right, okay. Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
It's like, that shouldn't do that.
Go up here. I don't have the hover. I don't have any fuel left to get it.
Half a pack.
Oh,
put
hang on.
it-
I've got one in my
I've put-
bag. Hang on. I'll just switch over.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
put a
Right.
pile on here just to be able to
There we go.
float next to
Right.
it. But that's literally not working. Gonna check the other items. Magnetic field generator.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, it seems to work for a second and then go back to.
Yep.
Weird.
Magnetic
Oh, that.
fields generator. Yeah, that one also does it, but at least that one is only doing it 2 words. Why are you humping the sign?
Just want to check something.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, it's very weird. It just decides it wants to. If I make it all 1 word, does it do that?
I mean, it shouldn't have an issue.
There you go. It's a bit little. At least it's all one line now.
Oh, I finally know.
Yeah,
Can we
I'm
put
just trying to
dashes?
see- Hang on, if I put this in, will it automatically... Yeah, see, it immediately goes back to this.
Hang on. If I put dashes here. Oh. Hang on. Let's try some. Ah, that changes what dashes must count as spaces then. Let's try all the other techniques we could potentially try.
Underscore.
Yeah. There we go, underscores work.
Okay.
It's not the best, but it works.
I'll just do it with this one as well, just to be sure. Okay, so assembly director system, assembly director system.
You've got a real twitchy leg syndrome there, Zeph.
Well, that has to do with the game, I think.
Ah.
Thermal propulsion rocket.
So where are you putting these?
What?
Where are you putting these boxes for these? Or are you just putting a marker for them?
I'm not gonna put many box. This is just we wanted to have like a little shopping list.
Oh yeah,
what
yeah.
we need, so I'm
Okay.
just gonna put on the back of the skate park with
Alright,
signs.
well, I will watch you do this while I need to quickly go and grab something from you. So I'll be back in a moment. I'm sure Zeph will explain it's working as he goes along.
Thermal propulsion rocket. Okay. Nuclear paste. Oh yeah. Meow. Meow.
Meow.
Meow.
Meow.
Oh, hang on. I just reminded something.
Meow. Yeah. Meow. Meow.
Yeah. Tom, you might want to stop with that. Popsky mentioned that he muted himself on stream, so the viewers are only hearing us meow.
Yes. And? Is there a problem?
No.
Oh, piss. Have I connected this to the wrong fucking thing? Oh, for fuck's sake.
It is funny though.
Shit. I've connected this pipe to the wrong bloody thing. Fuck. Oh, that's why. Okay. No, hang on. What? Fuck's sake, I can't do maths. Help. Maths boys, assemble.
Hey, what is it?
I'm doing the you know, the petrochemical loop.
Yeah.
I'm doing that, but divide by 3.
Divided by okay.
And I think I'm an idiot. I know, shocking. Polymer resin, 200 a minute. Divide by 3. Like 33 plus 33, 66. Ish. I ain't gonna worry too much about like micro decimal points.
Yeah.
As long as it's within 5, that's close enough for me.
Okay, so divided by 3 sets, so you're going for 100 crude oil into 100 plastic. Okay.
So these residual rubber refineries, they need to produce
Always you do it,
33 rubber, right?
You mean the alternative heavy oil residue that you're making? Okay.
Residual rubber.
Residual rubber. Those should make a 33 and a third. Yes.
Which is like 2 refineries at 18 double, 33, 32, 34, whatever, close enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and then there's the diluted fuel.
I mean, you can tune them to make exactly that amount, I guess.
No, I'm not going to bother with that.
You have to, because it's also using the rest.
I'm gonna run it.
doesn't.
I'm gonna run it until it breaks and then fix it.
Yeah, no, you're right, because the only thing that you want to have it exactly are the ones that are using, or that are making stuff that are going in. I get honey, and that one is going for the polymer resin. That doesn't matter.
So
no,
the fuel is the
matter at all.
complicated bit.
So that's on the left side, right?
Yeah.
So
It makes 900 fuel total, so it needs to make 300.
900. You should make 100. Hang on, 900.
Okay,
Hang on.
on the diagram it makes 900. Divide that by 3, drop down to 300.
But, huh?
Well, it makes 300, which is exported. 260 goes to recycled plastic, and 230 goes to recycled rubber.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes.
Oh wait, no, hang on. That's 800. Shit, that's where I'd be going wrong. 800. Okay, so 800 divided by 3 is like what? 130?
800.
I think. Divide by 3 and then divide by 2.
And divide by 3, then divide by 2.
Is 130-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's those 2 blenders set up. Okay, so now there's like the weird bit where the fuel and plastic goes into the rubber and the fuel and rubber goes into the plastic. But not quite all of it. Like half of it gets put back into the system.
Yeah.
Is it half? No, it's
No. It's
less. No, more than half. Wait, less than half for plastic, more than half for rubber. How do you tweak that to such accurate precision?
You pretty much tweak the machine to make that amount.
I guess you could have one refinery doing one amount and one refinery doing the other. One exports.
How many refineries do you need for the recycled plastic and recycled rubber?
I've got 2 down for each, which should be enough, but I'll need to tweak the numbers.
Hang on, divided by 3 you say?
Yeah.
So you need to overclock the ones for the recycled plastic.
Probably. That's why I've got the overclocks.
You also need to overclock the other ones for the rubber, so you might as well just put 3 on either side down there.
I don't have the room for that, really.
Oh.
How do I?
Because you can have one give you. So how much does one normal recipe for recycled plastic make, for example?
Recycled plastic. Hello. It makes 60 per minute.
60 per minute. So
So I want 100, and I want whatever that amount is, divided by 3.
oh yeah,
I'm
you
back.
also have like
Hello.
Right.
70-ish.
so 60 per minute.
170. Ugh.
Hang on, that's 170. So 233.333 divided by 3.
85. That ain't too bad overclockwise. 140%. I've seen worse.
77, yeah, 78. So consider you're using 2 machines. You underclock one to you overclock one to make 78 plastic, and the other machine you overclock to make 100 plastic. And then the 100 plastic you can immediately just send off to the train
I'm
station.
really tempted just to sort of plug it in and let it run and see where the cloggage is.
No,
Because I don't think it can stop itself, can it? It can't. I don't think it can clog itself as long as you keep the outputs clear of fuel, plastic, and rubber.
You're right.
All it'll do is, if there's too much plastic, it will slow down plastic and increase the rubber. And if there's too much rubber, then it will slow down the rubber and increase the plastic, I think.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. So yeah, what you want to do is have the fuel split into the fuel into the recycled split at 50-50 into 2 machines. Have those 2 machines dump them into, because it's 2 machines making plastic, into a merger. Have that merger go into.
I'm not even going to bother with the merger. I'm just going to put one into one machine and the other into the other machine.
Yeah, that's the whole point. You also need to have
Skip
an
the whole
exit for the plastic.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You cannot shove 2 plastics into the other 2 machines. You have.
Watch me.
I mean, well, you can do that. You definitely can do that.
It'll just
But then
suck.
but then you have even more. What you can do is have those 2 run into the 2 recycled rubber and put a smart splitters in front of it that split off the excess plastic into towards the train station.
Oh yeah, because we got the better. Yeah.
Yeah, so it always goes into the other recipe, unless that one is already crammed full to maximum, and then it just flushes it towards the train station. And you can do the same thing for the recycled rubber towards the plastic, because
And I don't have any.
and then we have.
Oh shit! Hang on.
Yeah, the rubber you can do the same.
Is it just fuel? No, it's fuel and the other machine. So they. Okay, so what about this? What does that? This makes the rubber. Oh, and this rubber gets exported. Okay. The residual rubber just goes straight out the door.
Yeah. The only thing you can do is have the residual rubber that's going straight out the door connect into the output, the overflow output of the recycled rubber.
Yeah. It just goes straight to the train and going to wherever.
Yeah. The only thing you need to keep in mind is that you also still need to have something to actually canister the fuel.
No you don't. Not anymore.
What?
Because we got the better recipe, baby.
What do you mean?
The diluted fuel recipe that doesn't require the packager.
Hang on, you mean that the dilated fuel into the blender literally gives you canistered fuel?
No. What? No.
Exactly.
But I'm not exporting the fuel, am I? I'm just piping it to the turbo motors.
You also want to have all your turbo motors. Hang on, what? The turbo fuel. I mean,
Turbo fuel, yes, not turbo motor. Turbo
okay.
fuel, you're right.
Can we use turbo fuel for our jetpacks?
I don't know.
We can use it for power. I don't know about jetpacks. Jetpacks feel like a bit dicey, you know?
Let me check. Have at least a little bit of the fuel also go. Then again,
To a packager.
but then again, you still have the turbo fuel. Then you still haven't packaged it. Then. So that means that you need to use most likely a second oil node to just make packages and make sure that it doesn't clog up. Just making packages.
Do I? How much do you think should be split off for that? Or just the excess? Or, no, because there wouldn't be an excess because the generators just run, don't they?
Yeah.
I really wish you could just hover over the objective thing and it'll tell you exactly what the name of the things are, because I can never remember them.
Yeah.
I know I could just look at Zeph's list, but I forgot if I could do that till now.
I'm still making it though, but yeah. Adaptive control units.
Magnetic field generators.
What's these ones?
Crystal frameworks, electromagnetic rods, batteries. Okay, they're doable. Should I set one up and start doing that, or do you want to work all this out first, Zeph?
You can go. Can go ahead doing it. This is just a total shopping list.
Yeah. I'll just make some boxes and start building it, and you can shuttle it around as need be.
What? What do you mean? Now I'm confused.
Basically, I'll build something that will start doing it, but you can just move it and... Basically, as Tom would describe as tidy up as need be. Whereas I'll just make something simple that just works to start building them while we're planning it out.
Where are you placing them?
I was just going to put it here.
Where is here?
Just somewhere messy.
Yep.
Basically, he's going to make a mess so that we have the materials required to make less of a mess.
Yeah, no, that's just fine. The shopping list is more or less like, oh, we still need that many of this.
I'm out of copper sheets. For fuck's sake. Damn.
You're out of copy sheets, hang on. There's the train. Oh, it's just over there, that.
Do we not have a box of versatile frameworks?
Yes.
Where?
Steel plant.
The old one or the new one?
There's a new one?
I thought you made a new one.
Yeah, and
No, I
the old one.
how did you just describe it? I touched it up?
Yeah, you pretty much rebuild it in a proper way. I guess.
Because I think originally we just sort of slapped it down
Yeah.
saying we'll fix it later. And then later we came back and we're like, wow, this sucks. Who built this? Oh wait. I'm looking in a mirror. Oh no. Okay, so something I have discovered, question mark, about pipes. You can use the head lift to make like overflows and underflows. Because it works out whether a pipe, how high a pipe is. So it will fill up the lower levels first.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dang smart, if you ask me.
So you're making it you're making it in such a way that it's gonna use it first for one machine and then higher up the machine.
Mm-hmm. The fuel that leaves the plant for like either packaging or for the motors needs to be second priority over keeping the cycle going, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you make a pipe that goes up, not too high, maybe like 5 meters or something, and then you put a storage container down at the top, and that will start filling up slowly. Only when there's enough fuel. You don't use a pump, because that will suck fuel back, fuel up there, and so you've got to let it do it naturally, which means you won't get as much, but
keep in mind that if you have a pipeline fully connected, it sees it as one single storage. You might want to put some.
There will have to be dividers on it anyway.
Yeah. Where are you? Okay, yeah. Tom, I got you something.
Hello? What is it?
Zeph, do you still have something that's making batteries?
Sorry, what?
Do you still have something that's making batteries?
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. Bloody hell, mate.
Yes, but we need batteries for these things.
Here, takes this back in return. I think I need everything else. Alright, thank you.
No problem. Batteries, yeah, those are being made in at the battery base, and only the overflow is getting sent to the main base.
Okay.
But if you check the box at the main base, the one near the, let me quickly check, where the drone ports are.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of those should have there should be a box in between, and you can take a bit out of that one. Not too much, because it's still fueling the sulfur drone, but you can take some out of it, yeah.
Let's have a look. How many batteries should I take out here? Just if I just take
You
one,
should be able.
take one strip, would that be alright?
You can literally take as much as you want, leave like 1 or 2 stacks.
Okay.
Because by the time... Yeah, by the time the drone actually runs out of it, that's the great thing about that setup. It means the one near the battery factory is literally flying all the batteries he can over without running out of fuel himself. So we can have as many drones onto this drone board as long as we're not running out of battery.
Okay, well,
But considering we only have one at the moment flying.
yeah, we are currently making 1.5 a minute. Oh, sorry, basically 3 magnetic field generators a minute at the moment.
Not bad.
The thing we will run out of first is quite definitely the magnetic, electromagnetic control rods. I'll go and try and get some more. Unless you want to build a could you build a drone by the nuke plant somewhere?
We could do that, yeah. What do you want to send over now?
I just basically want it whenever I need to. Well, we could kind of split the electro rods half to the drone, half to here. Then we've got a supply over here. Because they don't need as many as they've got down there.
Yeah. What you can literally do is put a smart splitter on that conveyor belt and send any splitters towards.
I think it'd probably just be faster just doing a half and half split because the box kind of fills up relatively quickly, I believe. I'm going to go down and check now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more kind of worried of like.
I forgot to ask, did we get any turbo fuel that worked on the jetpacks?
If we don't have any turbo fuel yet, and I don't know if it does work either.
Then
so
that's fine. I'll just keep the hover pack and I'll use pylons. No. But yeah, it uses 2 electromagnetic control rods at a time, and there's about 200 there. So it will be a while before it runs out.
You're right.
Someone deleted the cage.
Which cage?
Yeah, I kind of half filled the thing. I deleted the doggo cage.
Oh no!
Has been empty for so long now.
Yeah, where did he go? He's
just
probably
went
still
off.
around. He's just like he managed to escape, and we never bothered trying catching him.
He got a job in management.
Hang on, what?
Damn. I knew it was suspicious how suddenly there was requirements to gather pale berries.
Speaking of, Meow's body also disappeared.
Yeah, his body's disappeared?
Yeah, she was sitting on the crafting bench here in the main base, but not anymore.
Maybe she fell through when everyone else fell through the world.
It's possible. It's possible.
Très possible.
Alright, let's slap down a packager.
Just turning the power slugs into power shards at the moment.
We must have had loads of power slugs by this point.
Oh yeah. We had like 15 of the small, like the lower one, and a couple of the other ones.
Yeah, because I stopped picking them up after a while because there was no reuse for them. do I need anything... Well, the easiest thing to ask, do I need anything special to make the drone port? As in, is there anything I wouldn't have carried on me that I'd need to make one?
Hang on, let me quickly check. what
Drone
the drone-
port requires aluminium casings, heavy modular frames, high-speed connectors, outclad sheeting, and radio control units.
I think I don't have radio control units and I don't have aluminium casings. Oh well.
Sounds like those are the things you're going to need then.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will grab them when I bring some electrical control rods back then.
What? Are they not you? Oh, they're still not being processed.
Ah.
We have 89 power shards.
Nice.
Good.
Can we sync power shards?
Let's not do that. I can check, but I don't think that should be an advisable idea. Power...
I mean, yeah, it's a terrible idea, but I was just wondering.
Unlock garage. Nope. They cannot.
What? Oh. God, we're finally running out of AI limiters. When did this happen?
We've had quite a few of them for a while now,
I
haven't
need
we?
to speed. Yeah, there was loads of them for a long time. I'm gonna just crank this up so it matches the other one. Yeah, there's no point because the copper sheet's not being delivered fast enough.
Have you been tweaking again?
No. Not for a while. There we go. That's a little faster now.
Wait, what did I miss? Just go back a couple minutes. Let's see. More science.
The only other thing I've done is I've increased the speed of the copper sheet production down here because we were short of AI limiters for some weird reason. But it should be a bit better now.
I know AI limiters.
Yeah. I think we had billions off at one point.
Oh, yeah, at you mean where you're at?
Geez, the box of stators is like several thousand and the box of AI limiters is empty. That's so rare. Oh well.
So rare.
So rare.
Are they using more than or something?
Well, they're using them. It's just that I think that
You're only making 10 per minute though. Is that enough even?
not really, but the copper sheet can't come any faster.
Sorry?
The copper sheet can't come any faster. Because I've tried turning the copper sheet machine up.
Or put it what is it, copper sheet from...
Yeah, it's maxed out.
put a second one next. How many copper is being fed into it?
Enough, because you can see now it's. I just turned up the mill, which wasn't fast enough before.
Widespread chaos in
So
Mayhem.
that's
World
doing a bit
President
better.
urges all citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
So it's making 25 per minute.
Yeah, the mill is making 60 a minute, and this is making
30.
25.
60? No, 60. Yo, look, it's at 60.
Yeah, that's the mine is making 60. This is making 25.
Oh, because you're using 2 for 1, yeah. So you're using 50 at the moment. Yeah, you're pretty much doing whatever you can, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I could make a second one next to it.
You will have to put a next second smelter down as well. Because out of the 60 you're using 50 already, so it's like...
Yeah, I will put another one down then.
Put the smelter down first. So that it can kind of start chugging already.
Yeah.
You want to put the smelter down next to the other smelter. Might be easier.
It's down next to this well smelter. Oh, that's a good spot.
You put it down next to
Yeah,
the smelter.
I know what I mean. Let's put this down here.
That's not going to work.
Where's the power bar?
Big shopping list.
I finally worked out what this music reminds me of.
What's that?
It's fucking Surgeon Simulator. That had a very synth track.
I have not thought about Surgeon Simulator in a long time.
I still remember the time I managed to slam dunk a brain. It was great because I'd been like really struggling with it, and then I just accidentally on purpose slam dunked it, which was great because then I'd completed it, but I never managed to recreate it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, shit, now what? How do I do that again when I want to get a better grade? Alright. Alright.
Guess it works.
Yeah, they're both. That's 40 now. That should be in more than enough to speed the supply back up.
And this. Yeah. So to make 4,000 magnetic field generators, which is the second one, we need 10,000 versatile frameworks, 4,000 electromagnetic watts, and 20,000 batteries.
Water. Why do I not have enough water here? Did I accidentally unplug it? No. No, there's plenty of water. Why aren't you working? Come on, slurp it up. pump not powerful enough, maybe.
Oh shit. It would.
I'm missing 2 motors. Fucking motors.
That's fine, that's back making a decent number of those again. So I can take these and run with them. Actually, if I put them in the train, can it collect them from the train? For now.
Collect what?
If I put the electric control rods in the train, will it collect them for now? In the train, or will it just... Actually, I don't...
It depends where.
I don't have enough, it doesn't matter, because I don't have enough iodine filters, so...
The train... You're all the way at the power plant, there's no train going there.
There's a train station here.
There's a train station, but it's for manual use only.
Oh. Oh well.
Do you have a drone?
I don't have a drone, no.
Drone station. Can you put a drone station down? Oh no, you don't have.
I don't have the bits for it. It's fine, I'll come back and I'll get the stuff for it. I've got a couple... I've got another... 2 stacks of electromagnetic stuff, so... I'll put those in and put some more, pick up some more magnetic framework on the way past. Magnetic framework? Versatile framework on the way past. And that way that thing will just keep chugging for a while.
This might not be enough water. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. 120. How much am I using? One blender is using 130. Okay, so I think I need a couple more water extractors. I'm not sure if, because my mum used to be a nurse way back when. I'm not sure if she was amused, impressed, or disappointed by Surgeon Sim when she saw me playing it over my shoulder. I like to imagine it's a bit of everything, you know?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. As an ex-nurse, I can definitely say it's a bit of everything. Oh, am I? Realised I'd finished the end of the pipe. There we go.
I'm not sure if I had the heart to tell her that that it wasn't the game making it hard and that I was just bad at the game.
I think everyone kind of knows that Surgeon Simulator was horrendously difficult, but I think that was the whole point. It was so you could use drones in the future.
Alright, my mum doesn't.
It was so, what was it? It was so surgeons could work remotely from the other side of the world.
Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it was difficult, but I'm pretty sure she just assumed it was like any other game. Although that being said, I got her to play the Stanley Parable once. I managed to get both Mum and Dad to do it because I wanted to. Basically, because I wanted to know what they thought, and also because I was nosy about which path they would choose. Obviously on their first playthrough.
Did Stanley have a wonderful time?
Stanley had a nice time, yeah. I think my dad, being the square he is... I didn't say nothing. Ah!
Are you being beaten up off stream?
No, I'm being beaten up on stream. There's a difference. Anyway, my dad's a square, so he just did what the narrator told him and said, "Oh, well, that was a bit boring." I was like, "Well, yes, because you did everything you were told." And my mum did almost everything she was told, up until you're meant to shut down the facility, and then she didn't shut down the facility. And you know how there's like there's like the countdown to destruction and all the buttons on the walls, and she was laughing her head off while like everything was going like, you know, alarms blaring, and she found it hilarious. But both of them got really badly motion sick from it, like really bad.
Interesting.
Like they had to sit down for like an hour after playing it, and they only played for like, you know, a round of it, which was what, like 20 minutes maybe?
Yeah, 15, 20, yeah.
It's like, wow, really affected them. Poor sods.
Shows how used to it we are then. Or must be.
Yeah. Have I fucked this? I have. I've made... Damn it. Okay, that's not... Fuck, hang on. Eat base boost. Nerd. Anyway, so what I've done, what I was meant to do was a figure of 8. What I've actually done is 2 circles that don't actually touch each other.
Okay.
So that was silly.
Hang on, what? Oh boy. I hope my math was wrong there.
Yeah, why?
How much copper powder did you say we were needing for the nuclear paste?
Quite a lot.
Copper powder was alright. It was the copper ingots that was horrendous. Copper powder is 100 per minute. Copper ingots is 600 per minute.
Yeah. Do you know how much copper powder we need in total, though?
1200 per nuclear pasta. No, 1200 ingots per nuclear pasta. 200 powder per pasta. So 200 times 1,000. 200,000.
It's gonna take 2,000.
It's gonna take 1.2 million copper ingots.
It's gonna take, if we're gonna make that thing run at normal speed, it's gonna take us 2,000. It's gonna take us 2,000 minutes to get all the nuclear paste at 100% speed.
Damn.
2,000 minutes.
That's a lot
2,000
of
minutes.
That's
That's a lot of
streams.
pasta. Well, we've handed the first 30 electric things in, Zeph.
You
Nice.
handed in what?
30 of the electric, magnetic electric thing. Magnetic fuel generator.
Okay. How do you like the board
It
at the
works quite
moment?
well.
I'm literally using wires to connect the things that are being used for. I'm not gonna divide these more because these, maybe the modular, I mean,
The fused modular frame and cooling system are both over the back there, so they're both getting moved over here. How many have we got at the moment? Probably not even close to that many, but let's have a look and see. Fused modular, we've got 84. And cooling system, we've got 440. So, getting there. Nowhere near the like 12,000 you need, but we're getting there. Actually, I'll see if there's any more heat sinks to put in there. Ah?
How am I going to package the fuel?
get a second setup on another oil thing that's only making packages. And make sure it doesn't clock itself.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
Oh. Hang on, so...
What does it take? There's like a bunch of different recipes. Iron and copper, or steel, or plastic.
It requires... empty canisters.
Yep, you're fine for a cooling system for a while, Zeph. That can easily just chug away.
Perfect.
You can go a bit faster if you wanted to as well. It's only got one overclocking at the moment.
Turbo fuel is... What's turbo fuel? How do you make it?
The purple sludge and the
Purple
compacted
sludge
coal.
and compacted coal. Or fuel on compacted coal. Which one's better? Surely it's the fuel on compacted coal, right?
It depends what you're running on. Depends a bit
Making
what you're running on
diluted
in this.
fuel, aren't we?
Yeah, we are making diluted, I think.
Yeah. Which means that we're adding a load of water to the purple sludge to make more fuel.
More fuel. So you want, yeah, that you want to use the
The standard
fuel.
recipe.
Yeah, the fuel for the.
Okay, so let me just do a quick Google for jetpack. Because I want to know, like, yeah, we can use fuel. Can we use turbo fuel in it? Because otherwise, I don't want to make turbo fuel. It will not currently work with packaged turbo fuel or packaged liquid biofuel.
Ugh,
Damn.
that's a nuisance.
Packaged turbo fuel can be used in a vehicle. That's not really that helpful.
Oh?
That's too bad. Guess you need to package the normal fuel then.
Hmm.
What you can do is have like a little bit of overspill go. Have a little bit of an overspill go into packaged turbo fuel and that stuff. Oh, you don't even need to package it. Have a little bit of turbo fuel being made for the power, because you can use it for the power or for the power you're using over there.
Yeah.
So did you fix the oil thing then, Tom?
In what way?
Is it working again?
Not yet. I'm working on it. I've got most of it done. I'm producing the fuel, the plastic and the rubber, and the plastic and rubber is going to the train. Now I'm just trying to work on packaging the fuel and sending the excess to the generators.
Right.
So yeah, the packaging the fuel is the current problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually, it makes plastic, doesn't it? And you can use plastic to make canisters.
Yep.
So I could. Oh, but you. So I guess I could dig into
What you can do is have like
how much package jetpack fuel are we genuinely going to need per minute? How much does a stack last you? A stream? Two? Half?
Usually I go through about a stack and a half a stream. It depends if I'm going looking for
Yeah.
hard disks or not.
Yeah. So that's 4 hours. So, and it's, what is it, a stack 100? 150
Yeah.
across 4 hours. Call it 200 across 4 hours. Because I don't... Actually, Zeph, do you use your jetpack a lot, or do you mostly use the hover pack?
A bit of both.
Alright, well let's say 100 for you and 50 for me. That's 300 per stream. 3 hours streams... Sorry, 4 hour streams. I'll just call it 400, it's easier. 100 per hour. Yeah, I can do that. 100 per hour. How many canisters is that? That's the question. You can make 60 per minute from 30 plastic. That's not bad, honestly. That really isn't bad. Per hour. Bump it up to... or not.
Oh jeez. Okay. I'm glad I'm using decimals here. Otherwise the numbers would be too big to even understand what's being said. We're gonna need 4.8 million copper ingots.
That's a reasonable sized pile.
Well, yeah, it's not that. It's not that much considering it's over the time span of 2,000 minutes. Pressure conversion cube.
Currently 2 magnetic field generators use 5 versatile framework, 2 electromagnetic control rods, and 10 batteries. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have about just over 700 electric control rods. We have a full box of versatile frameworks, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 102, 1,600, 2,000, 2,400, 2,800, 2,900, 2,900 batteries. So,
Join us in the math side.
Yes.
The
We've got enough
calls.
We've got enough for this to be ticking for a fair while before it runs out of stuff. I'll just occasionally just bring a couple over and chuck them into the Space Needle.
We're gonna need 8,000 fuse modular frames. Because two of the objects need them.
8,000 what's that?
Fuse modular frames.
Alright. That's fine. Well, we've got like what, 100 made at the moment?
Yeah.
84. I think though. I think there's some in the thing that haven't been transferred over yet.
50% goes to the thermal propulsion rocket, and 50% needs to go into nuclear paste. Or if we're making them one after the other, you can literally have it go that way. But yeah, that's a lot. Some stuff I don't even know what it uses for. Thermal propulsion.
Go, little car. Go deliver. I don't even know what you've got picked up, but go deliver. Where's the other one?
The other one is at the moment going backwards towards the drop-off.
And they're still more reliable than cars. There is still a third one we could set up to go wandering.
Yeah. Oh, why did we dip down in power production?
You know?
Oh, I think we were
Power nuclear maybe?
Why is this power pole not showing anything? Oh, there we go.
You've unplugged it. Heh.
We were above 10,000. Now we're only producing 9,400. While we're using 7,000. So we're well underneath still, but.
Does something stop working?
Oh, we dropped to. It's. Why is it? Oh!
Oh?
It's the fuel at the oil island that's not being processed into those things, likely. Tom? That might be it, right?
Not for a while.
There's
Like it's been ages since it's plugged in.
There's a box of copper ingots just lying here, by the way.
In the back over there, yeah. I think that's a discontinued line that Tom just...
What do we need to turn them into copper dust?
Constructors.
Oh yeah, just make...
Then I'll just have one...
slowly chop it. Yeah,
yeah.
Let it chop along for now at least.
Yeah, copper dust. What's copper dust look like?
Like a cement bag, but like the copper color.
Oh yeah, I see it now. So 30 copper ingots equals 5 copper powder. That's fine. I'll just spin that round because it's facing the wrong way. Copper powder.
Ugh.
What's that for?
Huh?
What's that noise?
That was me stretching.
Oh, I see.
I'm trying to do maths.
Oh no. The most taxing of all stretches.
Hmm. So, interestingly, it looks like the fluid buffer it actually like works out how high the level in the fluid buffer is. Because it's not filling beyond 270-ish fuel, but the fuel outputs of the blenders are at cap, and it's not like, you know, pushing any more fuel into the fluid buffer because it can't reach that high, even though it could reach the first 270 units worth of height.
Okay.
So that's, I think, pretty damn spot on for elevation on this valve that I'm doing. Because most of it's slopping around and it's not even getting to the top. So, canisters.
On the plus side, copper powder stacks above 200.
Oh yeah. What's that? Probably 200, 500 then.
Must be, 'cause it's gone above 250.
Most likely 500 then, yeah.
Well, we've got 305 now.
It's
And that's the
it looks like a
box.
cement bag, so it must
The
be
box
like
is-
concrete.
The box is just about taking in what it's putting out. Slightly below. But it's as fast as I can. Well, I could put the machine slightly faster, but I've put them at 2 so far.
Right, empty canister.
presume we're gonna use the standard turbo motor recipe. Yeah, slightly as I see this. We're gonna need 150 nitrogen gas to make one cooling system. Yes.
There we go. That's at least consistent now.
I think I'm going to be heading off soon.
That's fine, Zeph.
Popsky, would you like to view the billboard at the moment?
The billboard,
Or the
yes.
wall of materials?
Yes, let me just chuck these 24 more electric things into the machine.
I made the list up till the point where we know how it's being made. So cooling system, I'm not gonna I haven't mentioned how that one is made. But turbo motors I have, engines I. Use modular frames, not much. That sort of stuff.
That's good. Well, it looks like we're at least 1% there on the magnetic field generators. Coming up for 2%.
Yeah. So look at the copper powder over here. And then the copper ingots.
Yeah, literally it's got as many copper ingots as I can get down with the miner. If I can upgrade to a miner 3, I possibly could get it to go faster. Currently a miner 2, but I don't have... I think it's something I'm missing, I can't remember what it was. But it's made...
It needs turbo motors, supercomputers, and most likely the fused frames, I guess. So it needs a bit of the materials that you're making at the moment.
It's fine, we could probably do that if it'll make it chug a bit faster.
Yeah. But then again, if you're working on the rest and have just the copper powder being slowly made, it's fine in itself, because then you can have...
Is that 4.8 million copper ingots, yeah?
Yes.
80,000 copper powder. Well, we've got one stack of 500 and another one being made.
You're missing a zero. You're missing a zero. It's 800.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, we're getting there.
Yeah.
At least it's all started now. At least the copper powder's automated as well, so...
Yeah, pretty much what you want is like work on the top bit and just have the copper powder slowly being made.
Yeah.
So by the time you're finished with the top bit, you will have the copper powder most likely on.
Yeah.
I mean, 8,000 radio control units, 20,000 smart plating. Not sure how
Where do we put the smart plating? Because that's made here. This one is full.
Perfect.
But
there's only 650, so...
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we should probably find somewhere else to stack it so that we can get this to keep working.
So the smart plating is used for the modular engines, so you might want... Hang on, it also needs motors and rubber, and that's not something we have that much of, I guess, so yeah.
Which one is it?
I would just
put modular engine.
I mean, potentially you can do this, hang on,
I mean, we've got a decent supply of rubber now, so we could just, if you want to whap another manufacturer together, I can start filling it up. Or there's that.
There you go.
I think I'm losing my brain, guys.
It's coming out your ear, Tom. Put a cork in your ear, it helps.
I can feel it leaking.
The maths is trying to leak out of Tom's ear.
It's 1200.
What math does?
It's 1200 on each container. So this would give us 4,800.
How many smart plate do we need?
So that's literally a quarter of the amount we need. So this is fine as it is now, I guess. Because before you will eventually make it like start having the thing start up to make stuff and. Well, that's it for me.
Alright.
Have a good evening.
Take care, Zeph. See you Tuesday for astroneering.
Yeah, see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know what I'd like? A big old wah noise when you trigger the bass boost thing. At the moment, it's just kind of like a
Klaxon?
boom, like like when you detonate something,
Ah.
but a real big. Wah!
You mean
I
like a
like
very angry duck?
Yes. Raging.
A very enraged duck.
What have I've cocked this up somehow again. Come on, brain.
Right. 2 seconds. I just need to quickly go and put food in for me and Meow, because it's going to take a little while to cook. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Actually, before I do that, I'll move off the path of this friend. Other stuff. We found him. We found him.
There's 8 levels. I'm level 6. On South, there's only 8 levels.
Probably more.
I hope so. Yeah, sure.
move back? Did I move myself back at some point? I must have done. Did I move myself back at some point? I must have done. Maybe when I stood up or something. Alright, what was I going to do? I was going to make some more iodine filters, that's what I was going to do. Because I have none.
A nun?
What do I need for them?
You got a nun?
I've got a nun! Not afraid to use it.
Oh my god! Look out, he's got a nun!
Oh, not the nuns.
Do we have gas filters?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Good.
They're being made at
I will take
somewhere.
and I will combine them with, what was the other thing? Quick wire. I should have both of those. Should have being the predominant word. I can make 51 of them. I think I should do that. Because then I can at least have a stack for a while. How goes the quest to build Oil Island?
It's coming along. I think I've just finished setting up the turbo fuel.
Oh, good.
The only concern I have is... Yes, Mr. Cat. I don't know how to purge the... How do I purge the fuel that's already in there? Is the nuclear plant online, out of interest?
It should be. I mean, it had like 20 fuel rods last time I looked at it. I can go down and check if you want. I don't see any immediate reason why it wouldn't be on. But if you want me to go down and check, I can.
No, but I believe.
was I going to do? I was going to get... It was remote something and casings, wasn't it, that made the drone hub, right?
Remote control units.
Yes, that's fine. I can go get some of that.
I'd kind of forgotten, but you can. We got like the coloring tool, don't we?
Colouring tool?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go around and color the pipes appropriately.
Ah.
Blue for water. The sort of sludge purple for the sludge. That's purple. Black for crude oil. That sort of thing. The mighty crude. The mighty crude.
And 3.
And I guess I'll leave them with their default color if it's fuel. Bless you.
Excuse me?
What was that? I know, that's why I was wondering. I was looking at him going...
Ah, there we go. So there is a way of purging it. Four and a half is 9. 9 doubled is 18. Cool. Ah, so it doesn't actually produce more power. It just the fuel just lasts a lot longer.
What, the turbo fuel?
Yeah, because instead of using 12 units per minute, it's using 4.5. So it just lasts. But it the actual fuel generators don't produce the power any faster, if you see what I mean. Anyway, you've got packaged fuel, rubber, and plastic coming into the train now.
Oh, good. Right, I can build a drone port down by the nuke station then.
Nice.
I have the stuff for it. I will take that down and go and do that now. Oh, actually, wait, I'll get the fuel first, then I'll do that, because that's probably more useful. Because then I can switch to the jetpack and go climbing. Am I better with the packaged turbo fuel or the packaged fuel, do you think?
For...
Just general.
Well, you can't use the packaged turbo fuel, can you?
I guess I'll use the packaged fuel then.
Okay, so on this train visit, it's picked up 300 fuel, 300 plastic, and 300 rubber-ish. It's pretty good. It's also picked up 230 wire, 200 wire, 100 copper sheets, 100 concrete, 100 cable, 150 plates, 400 screws, 150 rods, 20 modular frames, 60 reinforced iron plates, and 30 rotors. I don't know that we need to be putting all of these into different...
Oh, sorry, kitten.
I'm wondering whether we can like condense, because currently we're using like a whole train wagon for what is essentially like a backpack's worth of supplies.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about in-game pocket dimension backpack. I'm talking about a literal real-world backpack's worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a few reels, a few bags of concrete, a few reels of cable and wire, and a half stack of metal. Don't get me wrong, it'd be a heavy backpack, but in terms of volume,
Yeah. Do I just build this drone station and then you can send a drone to it?
to
Is that how it works? Do I just build
To
a drone
where?
station and then someone will go from it, or do I have to build a drone as well, or what?
I don't really know. I know that the drones take things to other places, but beyond that, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. That's fine. At least I'll build the station there, so.
Mm-mm.
And I'll try and build the splitter that has the half the electric rods up.
Oh.
Don't think we've got a box for them back at the base though. I'll have to make one.
Yeah, I don't think we bring them back for any
We don't bring them back at the
reason.
moment, but we're going to need them for things, so.
I think because originally we were only going to bring back like crafting resources or things that you use to build machines, because at the time there wasn't any manufacturing going on at the base.
Yeah.
It was all just, you know, where we went to grab stuff to build factories.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Give me a moment. We're right back.
Yeah.
Oh, my knees are all locked up.
Your knees are locked up.
Yeah. Don't know why. Getting old, I guess. He says. A fresh-faced young. Oh my god, what is this?
What is what?
These signs. How have I not seen them before?
What signs?
For them, all the steps that we need to do.
Because he's only just put them up today.
I know, but have I not been to the base the whole time? Damn. Well, okay, for starters, it's not 4,000 nuclear pasta or thermal propulsion rocket. It's 1,000.
Well, just divide everything by 4.
I will. And also, I note that he has used the Continental, putting dots instead of commas and commas instead of dots. I do like that. It reminds me of my childhood. Nuclear pasta. Shall I change them all to commas to confuse him?
Yeah. He'll watch this back, you know that, right? Because he always does.
Shit. Ignore that. So yeah, it's not 4 million copper ingots. Well, 4.8. It's 1.2.
Should I put the drone port out of the radiation zone? Or does it not matter?
I don't think it matters because the drone has no people on it. I could be mistaken. Okay.
Do I need to keep batteries here, or does Zephy say his one is...
I don't know.
Oh well, I'll sort some splitter of that. Where is it? It's... Oh, it's this one. Ugh, okay.
Man, it's pretty mesmerizing watching all this stuff come off the train.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What's the one thing I don't have with me? Encased,
Something basic.
encased steel rods.
Yeah. In case beams.
This means I have to, yeah, it means I'm gonna have to do it.
Can you make them? You can make them. Can.
I could just
can you
use
make-
conveyor belt 1 just to sit and thing for the
Yeah.
moment, it's fine.
Just use any old conveyor belts. That's what I do.
Why can I not go down again? There we go. There we go. We're on the slowest journey possible because I couldn't afford decent sized.
Hooray! I can finally remove expand oil facility from that list, which has been there for absolutely ages. Right. I don't know what the status of the battery factory and aluminium solution refinery is.
Could
But
you
I'm
make a
assuming-
box or make a tag or something for electromagnetic rods in the base? So if it brings us up to it, they don't just go in the trash.
They won't go in the trash, they'll go in the box at the end, and then they'll like accumulate there until we do something.
Hopefully.
Along with versatile frameworks, coal,
Versatile frameworks are only there because I put them in to have somewhere to put them.
smokeless powder, polymer resin, and packaged water.
Why is
rather
this not
odd.
got any? Oh, it's because it's not got any battery. Hang on. Can I split my battery stack? Is that what you wanted? No, it's not. What does it want? It has power. What does it want? Where's...
What does it want?
What does it want?
Precious. See, at the moment, I'm looking at the basics factory. We are producing, like, really, honestly, very little. Like, these are all conveyor Mark 1s. Right, and they aren't loaded. They aren't fully loaded by a long shot.
Where's
so
this?
The basics factory.
Ah.
So maybe just instead of all of these like boxes going into two different freight platforms, I just shove them all into one. Because I mean, seriously, there is so little actual stuff here.
Ah. I think I've built a drone.
Nice. So, sorry, can I just have your opinion on this?
Yes.
2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5,
it's
6,
fucking off. I don't know why it's
8,
fucking off.
There are 48 slots here. We're only using 6 at most. And in the other platform, there is also 48 slots, and we're only using 4 at most. So I could easily quadruple the outputs of all these various machines I've got at the basics factories and still only be using 1 platform, perhaps even up to 5 times as many. It's really not using much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove them all into 1 platform, and then we can use this platform for something different. I don't know what.
Why is this not just going into... Also, my drone's fucked off. I have no idea where the drone's gone. I built a drone and it fucked off, so yeah.
It's probably gone to do a delivery somewhere.
No.
You're right.
Yeah, I tried again, and immediately the drone fucked off. So I'm not going to bother making any more, because otherwise it's going to have an air full of drones. It's not going to work. So it has taken the small number of things. So.
Have you set a destination already in the thing?
It has a destination of main base delivery port. I had that with my standard when I started.
Then that's where it's gone.
Okay. It's gone to main base delivery, but but none of the stuff I have leading in here on a conveyor belt has gone in.
I can't answer that.
Why are you not accepting things?
If you put it in the wrong slot.
I don't think I have, because that was the... Oh, that's the battery slot, that's why. Fuck's sake. Thank you, Tom.
It's alright. Anytime, mi amigo.
Right, it's accepting them now. They're going in now. It's good. Yes, they're going in now. That's good. Right. And another one's reappeared from somewhere.
It's probably the first one you sent off.
It is running low on batteries, so maybe I should make a battery thing.
Doesn't sound unreasonable.
Right, well, it's picked up... It's not picked up anything. Or if it has, it's picked up like 2 of them, and it's fucked off with those. Okay, well there's a good 40 odd ones there now. I don't know where it's gone. But there's a massive stack of these being brought up now. Because I think they're doing that when they don't get taken into the other thing, they come up here, which is good. It means we're going to have more in the more back at the base when we need them. Well, there's a drone back here again. There's currently 97. Oh no, it's taken a stack of 90. I don't know how to put power back in. Does Zeph just have like a outport to a battery box or something?
I don't know. Basically, a lot of what you're talking about can be summarized as I don't know.
Okay. Oh, back in a minute.
Mr. Cat, what have you done now? Are you being naughty, Mr. Cat? Mr. Cat. How could you? Alright, chat. You know how much I despise talking to you. What do we think Mr. Cat's done? I hear many things, and I hate all of them. Because I hate you. Do not ask why I hate you. It simply is. Ask not for whom the bell tolls. Tolls for thee. Bum, ba, ba. Reinforced iron plates. I've got lots of alternatives for that now. God, I could just do bolted iron plates and just fucking rattle them out. The bolted iron plate and bolted modular frame recipes, basically you just use like 30% more screws, the same amount of iron plates or rods, and it just does it about 3 to 5 times faster. It's just bam, bam, bam. No, 2 to 3 times faster. this place a bit of a tidy up, really.
Alrighty. Where have we got to?
Oh, you know,
It's in.
disparaging chat, that sort of thing.
I asked the cat to follow.
Well, I think the drones seem to be doing something. I'm not
Yes.
really sure what, but I think that's probably about as good as I can get for the moment. I think I'll just leave it for Zeph to fine-tune later.
That seems reasonable.
I think he's just got like a battery box off to the side, so I'll just build a box. And if I
Build a
can, I'll
box.
put some...
Like Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, I'd build a bit. Only with more boxes and slightly less bears.
Fewer bears.
Yeah.
Honk.
Or
Great. All praise honk mother. Oh, hail. Yes.
it's another blender. Okay, I'll... I can, however, put that on there. So I remember what I was doing last when we start again next time. Can I stand on this drone, or will it kill me?
Well, yes and no. It won't kill you, but you will die of lag death.
Ah,
So don't do it,
I see.
or else
I
I
see.
will be involved.
Oh.
When you do not want that.
Alright. Oh, I think I'm going to have to wind up there, because I have food to eat, and then possibly something else to run in a little while. I don't know if it's going ahead today, because I don't know if we've got anyone. But if you're happy to wind up...
Oh yeah, that's cool with me, dog.
Right. Alright, so we'll wind up there, folks. We might be back in a bit, we might not. It depends entirely on how safe Cassie is. But yes, if not, we'll be back on Sunday with Dark Tide, which is our Dragon Age TTRPG. Then Monday, I think, is Mr. Greg back with his Everlasting Tales, I believe. So that'll be another D&D thing on Monday. Tuesday, it will be myself, Tom, and Zeph playing Astroneer. Then maybe it's Monday Horror after it, if I find some games to play. Wednesday, I don't think there's going to be a Rat Run stream this Wednesday. There might be, but I don't think at the moment. Thursday will be more indie horror, and then next Friday will be more of this as we slowly roll our way towards getting some of these things done.
Yeah. Once we set up a factory for it, it'll just sort of work
Yeah,
itself.
I mean, the one for the electric things is ticking away. It'll, apart from needing the odd electric box bit and some more versatile frames bit in, it should be pretty much fine on its own.
Yeah.
At least till it gets to like 1,000, and then it's probably going to need more work, but yeah. But yes, that's all for us for tonight. I'll probably just take this tube all the way back to the base, and then I'll probably log out then. But yeah, that'll do us. Actually, you know what, we will just... Actually, do we have anyone on? We could just roll into... there's a bunch of folk, but no one I probably would. You know what? Just in case we do play stuff later, I feel bad rolling at someone and starting again. So we'll stop there, and if we are not doing anything later, then yeah. Anyway, folks, you all take care. Have a great weekend ahead of you, and we will catch you all next week. So until then, folks, good night.
Bye.